one thing I want to assure them. If they think I'm going to change or compromise in my attitude, in my way of life, or in my expression, or in my goal towards politics, they are making me stronger. And I'm much more stronger now.
The bank to the boogie, so up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. To the rhythm of the boogie to beat. I dare go like simple and plain as prominent basic Zulu arrangement, rockin' amazement, flocko, radiant from heaven to pavement. They phony as a facelift from nothing to play with. Spend time hating it, but that ain't changing it. God give it to me, nobody is taking it.
The law is very simple. I don't take from you, you don't take from me. I don't stop you, you don't stop me. I don't threaten you, you don't threaten me. That's the law, right? Life, liberty, property.
Rockin' amazement, flocko, radiant from heaven to pavement. They phony as a facelift from nothing to play with. Spend time hating it, but that ain't changing it. God give it to me, nobody is taking it. Therefore, moving on the basis stimulus. Standing in the twilight, I'm watching them get it in. The walls trembling in the air, simmering. She moving like more than the ears listening. Whoa now, test to your equilibrium. Sonic wave booming all over your enemy. Skin on skin, in skin on skin again. Put it on, get it off, get on, get it then. Ladies and gentlemen, misters and mistresses, cause the uncle enter and synonym. Here it is, boogeyman. Huh. Simmer down, simmer down, simmer down now. Simmer down now, simmer down now. Simmer down, quiet dog by a heart, my God. Sit in the rocket, don't stop. Brooklyn in the kitchen, heat up the stove top. Bay in the Empire State, they're navigating the way. Your preservation make the greatest hip-hop. They cool dudes, swagger, love, charity, corny. They flow so petty, unsteady, it's boring. These dudes ain't dope, but they on it. They need to get off it, so whack is all you can call it. Therefore, moving on to death is stimulus. Regardless what's on the what town you represent. A bulletin to all of your settlements. Tower to tenement, I'm mojo for all of the elements. The simmer down and manage your mayhem. I'm bright as the AM. Engine about to roll out the station. And blessed with the fresh day one. I got it today done. We all going back to the same one. It's constant motivation I stay with. Remarkable flavors. They all bear the mark of the greatness. Whoa now, the kid is the Bucktown. Your girl is in love now. You jump so funny, get shut down. Shut. Simmer down, simmer down, simmer down. Simmer down, quiet dog, by a heart, let's rock. And you don't stop. Simmer rock to the rhythm, you don't stop. So you maintain the rock and you don't stop the rock. You keep up the rock and you don't stop the rock. Maintain the rock and you don't stop the rock. You keep up the rock and you don't stop the rock. Maintain the rock and you don't stop the rock. You keep up the rock, quiet dog, by a heart, my God. Huh. Simmer down, simmer down, simmer down. Stay cool. Simmer down, simmer down, simmer down, quiet dog, by a heart, my God. Stay cool. Simmer down, simmer down, simmer down, simmer down, simmer down, quiet dog, by a heart, my God. Stay cool. Simmer down, simmer down, simmer down. Stay cool. Simmer down, simmer down, simmer down, quiet dog, by a heart.
I went to Fordham Night School. You know what I learned in Fordham Night School? Is that law school's got nothing to do with law.
Yes, you skipped the course on inter-office politics.
All I need is a jury to like me. Isn't that what you told me, Jonas?
Now, tell me in your words why what they're doing is wrong. Well, why it's misleading. Number one, it's misleading. It's about control. It's like what she was saying, France Fanon. Most of our people don't even know France Fanon. Controlling people is wrong. Yes, controlling people, because how, listen, who was it? I'm trying to remember what elder said this. It was an elder that said that if you was on the same footing as the person that was controlling you, you can't control that person. If we was on the same footing, I can't control you. So now, there you go. So now when we get into these institutions and they're teaching us, most of our people that I ran across think that they're better than somebody else because they didn't go there. Like I have a degree in law. Or are all of us on the same level though? I mean, it depends on how you was brought up. I mean, I don't see that. I mean, so you're born with natural instincts, like a child. Know certain things. They won't go to a step if they, you know what I mean? Right. It depends. It comes home. It's home. They know that if it's fire, it's hot. Right. Naturally, they know these things. Right. Come on. But you got to watch the process when we start growing up. We're taught all this stuff in school, bro. Everything that I mentioned is not new. Right. We're taught in school since we was little. Grammar. What's that little cartoon used to have out? It used to say, I'm just a bill.
Woo, You sure gotta climb a lot of steps to get to this Capitol building here in Washington. Well, I wonder who that sad little scrap of paper is.
I'm just a bill, yes, I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, it's a long, long journey to the capital city. It's a long, long wait while I'm sitting in committee, but I know I'll be a law someday. At least I hope and pray that I will, but today I am still just a bill.
Gee, Bill, you certainly have a lot of patience and courage.
Well, I got this far. When I started, I wasn't even a bill. I was just an idea. Some folks back home decided they wanted a law passed, so they called their local congressman, and he said, "You're right, there ought to be a law." Then he sat down and wrote me out and introduced me to Congress, and I became a bill. And I'll remain a bill until they decide to make me a law. I'm just a bill, yes, I'm only a bill, and I got as far as Capitol Hill. Well, now I'm stuck in committee, and I'll sit here and wait while a few key congressmen discuss and debate whether they should let me be a law. I hope and pray that they will, but today I am still just a bill.
Listen to those congressmen arguing. Is all that discussion and debate about you?
Yeah, I'm one of the lucky ones. Most bills never even get this far. I hope they decide to report on me favorably, otherwise I may die.
Die?
Yeah, die in committee. Oh, but it looks like I'm going to live. Now I go to the House of Representatives and they vote on me.
If they vote yes, what happens?
Then I go to the Senate and the whole thing starts all over again.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And if they vote for me on Capitol Hill, well, then I'm off to the White House where I'll wait in a line with a lot of other bills for the president to sign. And if he signs me, then I'll be a law. How I hope and pray that he will. But today I am still just a bill.
You mean even if the whole Congress says you should be a law, the president can still say no?
Yes, that's called a veto. If the president vetoes me, I have to go back to Congress and they vote on me again, and by that time you're so
By
old.
that time, it's very unlikely that you become a law. It's not easy to become a law, is it?
No, but how I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill.
He signed your bill. Now you're a law.
Oh, yes.
Conjunction, junction, and all that.
That's it right there. If you go back and watch that, they tell you how the bill was passed. They used to play it. They don't even play it no more.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
Hooking up words and phrases and clauses.
Conjunction, junction, how's that function?
I got 3 favorite cars that get most of my job done.
Conjunction, junction, what's their function?
I got and, but, and, or, they'll get you pretty far. And, that's an additive, like this and that. But, that's sort of the opposite, not this, but that. And then there's or, O-R, when you have a choice like this or that. And, but, and, or, get you pretty far.
They tell you the proper way you spell a person's name, all that stuff in there. If you just go back and watch it. It's about control. This whole key, that thing right there, dude, it's dangerous. It is dangerous.
So it's about, this system is about control as opposed to it being about raising people up.
Yeah, it's about control. How else would I make money?
For me, that's what's wrong.
Yeah.
Because I think that you can still have order and raise people up. Because control can be construed as order as well.
This is a dictatorship, dude.
It's an oppressive.
Yeah. And I tell people, I say, listen, everybody's a dictator. I'm a dictator too.
Speaking of dictation.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying though, when I tell my son to sit down and go do this, that's dictatorship.
Right.
I'm telling him to go do it. If you don't do it, this is what I'm going to do. All the stuff that we do to each other, like, you know, how, what's the other one? Where you tell a person, a child, for instance, if you don't believe in Santa Claus, he's not giving you nothing. People don't even know that's a threat. It's a threat. But they'll tell you a threat is something different. But that's a threat.
So you're also saying that this system doesn't teach people to be rational either?
No.
So it's really making people mentally ill?
Yeah, we're worse than what we are before. I mean, back in the day, it was cool before all this stuff came into
I can agree with that. We're definitely worse off now.
Sure. But the thing is that how do we bring it back? This is what I'm saying. Those that in these certain positions, and like, she's there. She can do what she do when she's there. You know, and I'll have her back. The thing about it, though, when people in certain positions, it's like they don't have the backing of the people. You know, and this was told to me by Sheriff. He's like, listen, man, if the people do understood that and backed us, so they have to get paid by the city now. The sheriff is getting paid by the people. You know what I'm saying? So they can deputize anybody they want. But they're saying if they're not getting the backing from the people, they're going to have to put it up. So the sheriff is the one that lock a judge up, no matter what. He's the highest officer. And the one higher than him is the coroner. Because the coroner is the one that says that you're dead. See, people don't understand that structure. Basic fundamental principles that people was to teach us on TV, not this propaganda. Oh boy, you better do this. Or this is going to happen. Alright, well, you go right, I'm going to go left then. It don't matter.
You think that human civilization is always on this crash course to an oppressive state like this?
You say what?
Do you think human civilization is always on a crash course towards an oppressive system like this?
I don't understand that, bro. I don't understand what you're saying.
That this is inevitable in the process of the development of human civilization and eventually has to fall.
Or it's going to fall. Everything falls. It's going to have to. It's like the phoenix. Burns out, comes back up, everything's coming. It's happening right now. We don't see it happening right now, but we're looking for it physically. But it's happening. But what are they doing? They have to put out TV shows like that. They make everything snack as cool. Dead serious, that's what they're doing. You sit back and be like, wow, you really... When you talk to other people outside, they be like, what's wrong with the black people in America? Nah, I swear to you not. If I can take the conversation, I just got off the phone with a sister from Sydney, Australia, and she said, America is a capitalist society like crazy. That's what she said. She said, how do y'all deal with that? Like, I said, who? I said, you ever read? And I'm not a Christian, I don't. But the Bible says I'm in the world and I'm not of the world. Come on. I mean, if you follow Jesus, Jesus turned over the money changers, Jack. I'm like Jesus. So I'm showing her that everybody here is not like that, but who they put out there as your leaders. I don't have a leader. I would question my leader. What's the message you're delivering? Who you get the message from? That's the leader. I mean, I want to know. Did you come to my hood and talk to my people? And most of these people that you see, they don't even go in the neighborhood until it's election time. You will never hear about them. That's why certain people that I respect, like Karis One and African about it, you can reach out to them. People reach out to me, they be like, yo, Sabir, you may catch me on the sub. He'll tell you, I'll be everywhere. I'm just there because I'm with people, but I can be up here if I want to, but I choose not to be there. When we argue, the biggest arguments we have is about who's making the much money. I don't care about how much you make.
Yeah, because, I mean, in terms of that, traditionally women have always been able to make money.
Yeah, but you gotta understand again.
But now, when women make money, it's like... you
gotta understand what they instilled in the women's head. They don't know who they are themselves.
Definitely not.
So what happens if you're being groomed by them? You're being groomed. You don't realize you're being groomed. You ask the average person, do you follow a man? They're going to say no. I'll be like, well, okay. Well, why are you celebrating a New Year's? It's not New Year's. It's not New Year's. Why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? You can do many things. Like I said, people say that I'm only doing it because we get together with my family. That's the excuse everybody says. Okay, then do it on another day. You know what I mean? Just
family do have time off from work on the other day.
No Chinese people take off, bro. I see old ones working.
So, you know, it's challenging people to take initiative.
And this is why they have the structure that they have. They build nations. If you look at the Chinese people, dude, listen, let me tell you how crazy this was. I didn't know what happened. I don't know if y'all was following the news. Like, I watched the international news and stuff. Do you know how much, I forgot how many billions the United States owns China. They own China a lot of money. They in debt to China right now. So I said, damn, I wonder if they got the buses that they got. You know, I went to Atlantic City, and they had an inside, I think it was Trump Plaza or one of them, they had a table laid out there that you can catch the bus back to Philly and New York. In
in the casino. Cause why? They owe China money. This is not a nation. This is a corporation that borrowed money. So I'm looking at China building their nation up. And they saying, look, they get ready to take over everything right now. China is not playing, dude. They run this thing right. And they're using the people as collateral. The people are property.
Given what most Americans believe, the next statement may be more shocking than any previous. The fact is, the United States is not a country, but a corporation contractually created by the Constitution. Your state is a country, per the law, and your original citizenship is of that country. Our founders instituted themselves to be first and foremost citizens of their respective states. As of 1787, those states already had formed a union, and they created the Constitution for the purpose of perfecting that union in forming a national government. They did not intend that the new nation have any jurisdiction or powers over the states or their citizens that were not specifically enumerated in the Constitution. They stated this point quite clearly in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of the Constitution. They granted the United States exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such district not exceeding 10 miles square as may become the seat of the government of the United States, our District of Columbia, and to exercise authority over all places purchased by the consent of the states. And that is all. The framers further secured the rights of the people with the 9th and 10th Amendments in the Bill of Rights. In the 9th, they established that the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. And in the 10th, they made clear that the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. The only way the federal government can have any jurisdiction beyond these constitutional clauses is by written permission or contract. Which leads us to another piece of the puzzle, the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, ratified in 1868 following the Civil War. As barbaric as it may sound today, the black slaves, prior to the conclusion of the Civil War, were legally considered to be property, with none of the rights or privileges of free-born people, only duties. The money interests took advantage of America's desire to free the slaves, and found a way to use the swiftly adopted post-war constitutional amendments to enslave all of the people. The deceit is in the wording of both the 13th and 14th Amendments. You will note that the 13th Amendment provides that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude shall exist within the United States. But why the emphasis on involuntary servitude? When the slaves were released from their involuntary servitude following the war, their status was changed from that of being property to that of being a person. But being a person still entitled them to none of the rights associated with citizenship. So the 14th Amendment ostensibly was written to provide the former slaves with the same constitutional rights of free-born American citizens, but only if they agreed first to become subject to the jurisdiction of the corporate United States. Making oneself paramountly, that is, first subject to the jurisdiction of the laws of the United States, however, limits access to parts of the Bill of Rights, as we'll explain in a moment. But first remember, anyone who voluntarily subjects himself to the laws or jurisdiction of another is, in every way, obligated to abide by the terms of any contracts or laws established by whomever establishes the rules of the contract. In simple terms, this meant that the former slaves became subjects first to the United States, and secondly to the state in which they lived. They had no sovereignty whatsoever. This status had never existed in the United States prior to that time. The 14th Amendment created a new class of citizenship in the United States, a second-class citizenship. Up until 1868, every American was a paramount citizen of their state, and by virtue of that, also a citizen of the United States. with full individual sovereignty as guaranteed by Amendments 9 and 10 in the Bill of Rights. But so-called naturalized citizens, or 14th Amendment citizens, are paramountly subject to all laws of the United States, and, having no status as freeborn citizens, have no access at all to the unenumerated rights retained for the people by Articles 9 and 10 of the Bill of Rights. That's because, in order to get any rights at all, they had to subject themselves to the jurisdiction of the corporate United States, which left them no unenumerated rights. The only rights they had were those specifically written into the Constitution. The sad tragedy of America today is that all U.S. citizens, regardless of race, are now 14th Amendment slaves due to contracts with the government of the United States through Social Security, birth certificates, driving licenses, citizenship statements, tax forms, and many other documents. The true paramount citizenship that all Americans deserve is that of their respective state, which is a sovereign citizenship. Such status would exempt them from federal and state income taxes, as well as property.
They threaten your life with a gun, they take your property, and they stop your liberty. Those three things that they violate every day with people. If a short detain, that's an arrest. Not booking, it's an arrest. Study law will tell you that if you stop me, it's an arrest. You take me down, it's a booking. Totally different. So now, you're stopping me. When you say that, my cops used to stop me, I said, are you arresting me? You're not under arrest. But I had to remember who I was talking to. I said, yes, you are. That's a short detain. And I will quote the section. Then the other cop will be over here, because they two of them walk up, and I'll be like, I would roll my window down, and I would tell the other one that you are conspiring with this one right here to stop me of my liberty, because you are. See what I'm saying? People understand that that's conspiracy. The conspiracy. You are a part of it. He said, what are you talking about? You stopped me from moving. See what I'm saying? Where you're drunk. What's the probable cause? They say reasonable suspicion. What was the reasonable suspicion then? The probable cause, you have to see a crime. What was the crime? See what I'm saying? All these little things, and that will lead into other things. This is how you make people be law-abiding, because the people don't know the law.
The crazy one scared the shit out of me. Is this guy a lawyer? No. He's an engineer.
You even think about touching my family. I do my job. I'm the best at it. It works.
You were doing your job the way that best served you, Nick. The way that best served you. That has to change.
What do you want, Clyde? You at war with the whole world? It's not gonna bring anybody back?
No, I'm at war with this. This broken thing. This thing that brought you and I together.
This broken thing works for people that are sane. You think doing what you're doing is gonna change anything? You and whoever else you have helping you are gonna pay.
I don't think you have any idea who's helping me or what I'm doing.
It's a matter of time.
So you see the bodies, you see the smoke. But the larger picture still eludes you.
Do tell.
I would like to. But I would rather show you. I still have faith in you, so I'm going to give you one last chance. Here's the deal. Release me and drop all charges by 6 a.m. 6 a.m., Nick.
For what?